Let Leta take you on a journey of faith, life, travel, and interior design. Take your life out of the status quo and into 2020. Status Life with Leta is brought to you by Status Home Design and by the law office of Derek M. Hayes at 404-777-HURT.
And greetings and salutations, everybody. My name is Stephen Julian. You might recognize me from other Business RadioX shows like Gwinnett Business Radio, but I am pleased, I'm honored, yea, I am thrilled to be able to kick off the inaugural episode of Status Life with Leta. And it is my pleasure to introduce Leta from Status Life with Leta.
Hey, Steve. Well, you're trying real hard on my name there.
I am.
I could tell.
Did I do it right?
You said it right.
Because I've called you Leta and I've called you Leta.
Where are you from?
I'm from Georgia, but my family's all from up north, which is probably why I say it both ways.
So you're Southern, so there's a D in there in the South. Right.
That's the Southern pronunciation is Leta, but it is actually Leta.
Leta.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you are the owner of Status Home Design, among other things, which we're going to learn about those other things in the show. But for those people who've never heard you or didn't hear your episode, didn't hear your interview on Gwinnett Business Radio, tell everybody a little bit about your business.
Absolutely. So my interior design firm, Status Design Studio, opened that up in 2008, and that's still going strong today. I've got 5 interior designers, and we service all of Metro Atlanta. Status Home Design is my 12,000 square foot retail store, and that is located in Decula. 70 vendor booths inside the store, a seamstress, upholsterer, we custom build furniture. The interior design studio is built inside the store, so there's a lot of moving parts to Status Home Design. In 2019, I started an e-commerce shopping site called the Status Market, and that's been very exciting. We're doing live sales on Tuesday night on Facebook, so just previewing some of the merchandise, and you can go to the website and shop right from home. That is the way of the future now, right?
Mm-hmm.
To stay competitive, you've got to go e-commerce. And this is my newest venture. This is the blog launching Status Life with Leta in 2020 and this new podcast.
That goes along with the blog. I like
That's it.
Now, one of the best decisions you made was to not have me be the full-time only host on the show. There is a host who's going to kind of take over the duties and take the reins and run with it. So I'm proud to introduce from the law office of Derek M. Hayes. It is Derek Hayes. Derek, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, Stephen. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you. And I've got a really, really important question. What are you doing here?
I'm here actually because Leta and I have been dating now for a couple of years, and we are involved in each other's business, and ultimately here, she said I had to be here.
She demanded that you show up on the show.
Well, that's it.
And so at first I thought it was because she didn't want to do a show with me, but really it's because she's doing life with you.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the best way to put it.
I'm following it. All right. So I get to hang around, and I guess I'm the co-host for today. So I believe you're going to kind of take over the interview and kind of lead it. I'll jump in if I've got some questions that I want to ask, but it's not about you and me today, right?
Exactly.
It never is, right? But definitely this show is about Leta. So I'm going to turn it over to you and let you ask the next question.
Well, thanks, Steve. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with Leta and to kind of go through all the aspects of her business life. She is the epitome of what we would all call an entrepreneur. And I want to go back through at least a few of these businesses and kind of touch on the aspects of each one, starting with Status Design Studio. Tell us a little bit about what got you into interior design.
Sure, absolutely. I'm trying to think what age, maybe 10, 13 years old. I always had a knack for putting things together. I would rearrange my room all the time. Maybe lots of us did that as little kids. And what I started doing was collecting old wallpaper books, carpet samples, and I would take those when I would babysit. And I started redoing the dollhouses of all the little girls in the neighborhood that I would babysit, and they loved it. We would redo the dollhouse every time I came. I had a very lucrative babysitting career between 13 and 18 years old, starting to redo dollhouses. I didn't start with that immediately in college.
Did you charge them for
Yes,
the...
I was babysitting.
I was thinking the
no,
same
no,
thing.
you got the babysitting, but did you charge for the
No.
redecorating? Okay, so that
No,
was an
that was the
added
fun part.
value.
That was the added
and
value.
you were enjoying it. Okay,
Yes.
great. Okay, you were in college.
And
Go ahead.
all these years later, that it translated to my career. There were some other career paths I thought I was going to take, and none of them really stuck. You know it when you find it, and it did take a minute. I was a dance major, and then I was pre-law, and I was pre-vet, and while all those things interest me, it really became art and interior design. I graduated from college 20 years ago, so I have been in the business. This is my 20-year anniversary in the business as an interior designer, so that's really something to celebrate. Status Design Studio, I opened that firm in 2008 with my still to this day business partner, Nicole Olenek, and we're still going strong in interior design.
It's absolutely wonderful, too. I can say I've had the benefit of seeing the product of her work. Every client is happy with what she's done. Clients refer other clients to her. It's incredible what she can do with a room and with a home and the design aspect of it. Well, let's go to the next one. Let's talk a little more about Status Home Design. Tell us about that.
So the store was really born from the interior design firm. I absolutely love being an interior decorator and a designer. In an upcoming episode, we are going to talk about the difference between the two. There is a difference between being a designer and a decorator.
That's
There's
a great tease, by the way.
Yes.
Well done.
There is different majors even in college to become an interior designer. It is a different skill set than an interior decorator. I enjoy both, aspects of the business. And my children, while they're still young, they were getting to the age where they were ready to go to school, and I was ready for not so much part-time work, but more full-time. I had opened a vendor booth in a store. I loved doing that, but both things really felt part-time, really felt like hobbies, and so that's really where Status Home Design came from. I kind of go big or go home. I found the space. At the time, it was 7,500 square feet. I've since added 5,000 square feet to the store. Put the vendor booths in there. I love having the vendors. I don't think this is me and me alone running this. I like everyone's input. I like everyone's creativity. And we built this great community, and that's really the best part that has come from it. The customers.
Tell us a little bit more about how the two work together. The Status Design Studio interior design aspect of your business, as well as the store itself. As far as a design center, furniture, things of that nature, how does that all tie together?
It marries together extremely well to have an interior design firm in a furniture and home decor store. We took 25% of the store and dedicated that. We built the interior design firm right inside the store. So the girls have a large desk. We have all of our selections, our fabrics, sample sofas. If you're a client, you're working with myself or one of the girls, you can have a meeting right there in the store. So really the concept of the store is one-stop shop. You can shop any of the vendors. You can have your drape sewn or your sofa reupholstered. We can order you new furniture through the design center. You can have something built, or we can remodel the entire home. There's nothing that Status can't handle.
All right, I get to jump in. So there's a rule here at Business Radio X. I'm allowed to ask one ignorant question every time I'm on the air. So this might be it, okay? And you can tell me that it's ignorant. If I go to other places, I wouldn't see that. A lot of times the interior design is completely separate of the store, correct?
Sure, yes.
And that can cause frustration because they're not talking to each other sometimes very nicely or very well or at all. Am I thinking right about that?
You are thinking right.
Ooh, so
sure.
It's not ignorant. So I have one more ignorant. I still have my ignorant question.
You nailed that question.
I did. Okay, good. And then the other, you talked about the vendor booths. That's a little unique too, right? I mean, a lot of times a retail store is just one retail store and they put in whatever they want. But you've talked more about this community. You said community, and that kind of perked my ears up. Talk more about that. Because you have all these vendors and because you guys work together? Talk about
Absolutely.
that.
You can have okay, so it's really marrying three different things together. You can be an interior designer. You can also be an interior designer that owns a storefront. I don't know of any other stores that are an interior designer with a storefront and a vendor boutique. So we have put everything under one roof, and that is where this makes it one of a kind. So we are a one-stop shop, and we truly are one of a kind, and it feels like that. When you come in, we try to know everyone by name. 95% of our customers are repeat customers. We have huge events the first Saturday of every month where the whole community comes out. It really has that community feel, and that's what I wanted. That is the intention behind everything Status.
I want to interject a couple of things here, too. There's also an upholstery shop there in your store.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Melania has been with me since the beginning. She is absolutely talented, fantastic at what she does. That is a dying art. You do not find a seamstress. Someone may know how to sew drapes, but being able to recover a sofa, those nail heads, the work that she does, she is in the store. I have been pulling up for work before at 8 o'clock in the morning, and she's just leaving. So she works all night, every night in that workshop, and the work that she does is phenomenal, so I can speak to that. But I also know that they're hard to find. That is a skill. Again, it is a dying art, dying breed.
I think she took that one-stop shop, and
I
with
think
your
so.
question, I mean, it just that really is one stop for everything.
And Stephen, I don't know if you've had the chance to be to any of the Super Saturday events, but they do lectures, I know, regarding interior design. And I've actually been there to watch Leta speak. And the crowd is usually just completely involved in what she has to say to the point of carrying a notepad and pen and taking video of what she's discussing. So that's another thing that I know that you like to do with your Super Saturday events, is to provide some education as well as the products and just the event itself, the fun aspect of being there on a Super Saturday.
See, Steve, you were wondering why he's here. That's why he's here. He's here to plug me, right?
And because you told him he had to be here.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, we let's go back to what it's all about. So these Super Saturdays, so first Saturday of every month, and it's
Yes.
at the retail location. And so it sounds like it's a lot more than just a sale. I mean, there's educational aspects. And is the education only around interior design, or is it also around, talk about what else? Try to paint a picture of what I would expect. Because I have been to one. I was secretly in the back. I didn't tell anyone I was there. I didn't stay long enough.
I don't think I saw you.
Yeah, I know.
You were in
didn't.
disguise.
I was. I've got many talents. But again, the show's not about me. So what would someone experience if they came to that?
Well, one aspect of the store that we haven't touched on that this is a great lead into, we have a full classroom there. And we do lots of DIY, do-it-yourself, paint classes, different things for your home, paper flowers. Who knew that you could make a paper flower? But you can, and those classes fill up. Do Terra Oils. They do a lot of sessions out of there. So during Super Saturday, usually in the morning, the lady her name is Gretchen, she is our paint rep inside Status. So all the paint it's chalk paint, right? And Rethunk Junk is not specifically chalk paint, but the kind of paint where you can paint over furniture without sanding. She does demonstrations all morning, so it's not all interior design based. She'll get a full crowd standing there watching her learn how to paint a table, a chair, without having to sand and all the techniques that go with that. The interior designers, myself included, we will teach trends. Over Christmas, we did a lot, how to decorate your mantle, how to set up your table. And it's fantastic. And we have all the products right there. Everything we're decorating with, we can sell it to you right then and there. You can take it home.
All right, I'm coming every Super Saturday now.
You need
Well,
to.
you forgot about the giveaways. They're always fun giveaways, too, that are great.
Derek adding
brings
to the
the crowd.
show again.
Absolutely.
Man, okay. Again, I'm in. So everybody pull out your phones, look on your calendar. The first Saturday of every month in 2020 and beyond, you need to be at Super
And they're
Saturday.
themed.
Okay.
And they're themed. Wow. Let's talk a little bit about Status Market. Tell us about the online presence now.
We just launched that in late 2019. That is relatively new, and that has not been an easy process. Anyone that has opened an online store can tell you that is a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, much more than I anticipated. But again, we take a sampling of the merchandise in the store, and you're able to purchase it online. It has made Christmas shopping very easy. The gifts, and we just piggyback the live sales onto really showing what we have, what Status can. If you don't live in the Atlanta area, this is branding us, nationwide, that anyone in America can have a piece of Status or something that we offer.
And Steve, another one of those added jobs that I have in my life, I'm the cameraman for
Really?
the live sales on every Tuesday evening.
Wow. So every Tuesday evening, a live sale on, and it streams on Facebook, correct?
Yes.
Facebook,
Absolutely.
On the Status Market.
There you go. The Status Market. Everybody put that into their Facebook search engine and get on there and join it. And not only will you see Leta or someone else from the team doing some selling, but Derek is working the camera?
I call it cinematography.
Wow. Is that what you call it?
I call it cinematography. I'm looking for the first Emmy.
I
soon.
call it just keep your hands still.
Well, there is
that's
that.
the most important.
There is that.
Do we have any blooper reel outtakes that we could put on Business Radio X maybe of Derek dropping the camera? Or?
No, he's never dropped it. It's always funny. We
Really?
we go on camera and we like to be funny. It's our personalities, and we really like that to shine. There's who wants to watch a video and it's boring.
So it's not dull, boring QVC
No.
with hand models.
No.
And, you know. Okay.
We try not to do that. A lot of times we'll have a glass of wine, or especially if we're featuring some merchandise, that has to do with wine.
Interacting with the audience, do people come on there and make comments or?
Yeah, actually, the Facebook Live, somebody will post a comment, and I can read it out loud, and Leta and Nicole will respond to the question.
So you're the cameraman and the narrator.
Absolutely, and kind of sort of a salesperson, because they'll see an item they like, and they can actually comment in the Facebook Live event. They can comment they want to purchase it.
Now, I want to be clear: the Facebook Live that happens on Tuesdays, the e-commerce site of Status Market is available 24/7.
Yes.
People can go to the website, and so it's a standard e-commerce situation where I want to go on and look for stuff.
Yes, and the
Okay.
reason we do the live sales events, it just sometimes buying things on e-commerce, you want to see it in proportion to what size. You want to exactly see the colors. You want to see, and I'm a designer, so I'll take a vase and show you what stems should go in it, show you how I would place this in the home, show other things it would pair with. So I try to use my knowledge and give that to anyone that's watching, just to really help them. They may love a vase and say, I have no idea where I would put that. Well, I'm gonna guide you through that.
And I'm going to interject again, because Leta will not say these kind of things about herself, but the comments she gets from the live sale, they're always very positive about the not only the decorating tips that she'll give, the interior design tips, but the merchandise itself. The merchandise is terrific and does sell itself. Most everybody that has seen the live sale that comes to the store, they want to look for those items that are in the store and find out more about what's coming up soon.
What I'm kind of sensing is behind a lot of this with you, Leta, is if I go to one of your unworthy competitors, I said it, not you, so send your emails to Steven@businessradiox.com. I'll take you all on. But if I'm going to somebody else, I'm going to see only what they want me to see. But because you've built this community, and because you have other vendors, and because you've found partners to work with, and you're being more inclusive, you're kind of admitting, hey, it's not all about me. It's not all about what I know. I know a lot, and I'll help however I can. But you're trying to create this one-stop place, even if you can't. So here I could buy something. I could also get something I already have that I just want to see it upholstered. I want to get that done. I want to get that. So there's all that stuff, and you're kind of saying, hey, let's all get together and let's find the best solution for you. So it's not just about selling.
Absolutely.
It's about serving through someone's interior.
I would say it's way more about serving.
Yeah.
The community, the intention, the connection, that has always been at the forefront for me and still stands to be at the forefront. And I think anyone that comes in Status, works with us in a design capacity, walks through the store, meets any of the girls, they would articulate that as well.
So if someone just wants to buy a piece of furniture, I mean, you can help them with that, but that's not really what it's all about.
Right.
It's about so much more than that.
Absolutely. And that's really where we're going to take this podcast and we're going to take the blog into, we're going to go deeper into that.
Okay.
And we're going to go deeper into the stories of the pieces and why people are buying what they're buying and the rooms that we're doing or the homes that we're doing. There's intention in there and there's a story in there. Every home that I walk into has a story. And it's not just following the trends. I can teach that, and I will teach that.
Sure, that's the classes,
here, yes,
right? Yeah.
I'm here to be a teacher and an educator, but there's a lot more to it than that.
And Stephen, you and I have both been to furniture stores before. We've been to vendor booth stores before. But when you walk in Status, the interesting thing to me is I've learned a word that I now use as often as I can.
Ooh, wait, everybody get their pens out. Derek's going to teach us a word.
Vignette.
Vignette.
We need some music or something. Vignette.
Okay. Vignette.
And they set up vignettes within the store, within these booths, with the furniture, all the decor that matches the furniture to tie everything together, even from the art on the wall to the rug on the floor, lamps on the end tables. It's amazing how you can see a vignette and appreciate how these items would look in your home. With the vendor booths, they can go and pull merchandise that will, again, enhance your home, your room, and create a vignette perfect for what you would want in your house. And I've watched Leta pull those things together in a phenomenal way. When you walk in that store, it's inspiring. It's absolutely wonderful. The merchandise is incredible, and the fact that she can order from any vendor or they are within the store, items that are available, it's phenomenal.
So now I'm going to take Derek's job for just a second. So I'm kind of kicking him to the curb a little bit. So Status Design Studios was 2008, Status Home Design 2015, Status Market in 2019, and now Status Life with Leta. Or Life with Leta, the blog.
What can I say? I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
we're still going.
So it sounds like this blog, and please correct me if I'm wrong, and certainly add to it because you can do a lot better than I could. It just sounds like this is what's been kind of building up inside of it's more than just a business.
Yes.
So I got to do something. So
yes.
Do you have an inspiration story about it? Where did it kind of start?
Well, I have a lot of stories, and that's really the
fun part.
You only get
one. You only get one today.
I get one today?
No, I'm just kidding. You get one for this question.
Okay. Well, I got to think of which one to pick, honestly, because there's so many. So this is a great story to tie in interior design. It ties in the store. It ties in buying a piece of furniture. It ties in why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think answering that question and talking about a blog and what the intention is going to be, I'm going to tell a story about Joni. And I had a reference of Joni. Her daughter had a booth in my store for a long time. But this one particular day, Joni was walking through Status, and her mother had passed away 48 hours prior to this. And she was grieving, as all of us would be. She was too sad to stay at home. She was too sad to leave the house. She just didn't really know that day what she should do. She, didn't want to sit around and mope. She decided to come to Status, and she didn't really know why. She just felt almost led to Status, and that would be her words. She's walking through Status, and Lori was there with her, and she showed her a piece of furniture, and she said, no, that's not really what I'm looking for. Lori went one way in the store, and Joni found herself walking down one of the main aisles. And she said all of a sudden something came over her inside that store, and she felt led to one of the back booths. In that back booth was a buffet, a dining room buffet. And she said in that moment she was covered in chills because that buffet was an exact replica of a buffet that her mother was in her mother's estate, and her brother had gotten the buffet in the dining room furniture. And of course she wanted it. She had a space in her dining room for a buffet. And that day she was overwhelmed by feeling that her mother had not only brought her to Status, but brought her to that exact piece that she bought, and will still tell me to this day that every time she looks at it, not only does she think about her mother, but she thinks about Status and how we were able to connect those dots. And that is it. That is what it is all about for me. I can teach the trends, and I can make your house look amazing, but I want to get in there and I want to know why. And I want to share those stories. That's what connects all of us, that there's more to this than just making a pretty kitchen or putting pieces in your home. Why are we putting these pieces in your home? Are we putting these in because we're handling your parents' estate and we've got to work pieces in that are very meaningful to you? Are we putting pieces, are we redoing things because you've recently had a divorce and you need a fresh start? Everyone has a reason, everyone has a story, and that's what Status Life with Leta is going to connect. We're going to tell these stories, and we're going to do it in a way that is going to tie beautiful interior design to answer these questions.
Derek, let me ask you one question, and then Leta, I'm going to come back to you for kind of one last question. You're the host of the show. and we joke that she made you be here, but you're sharing life with Leta, and you've shared some of the things. So you learned vignette, but before you met Leta, were you interested in interior design at all? Did you what was your interior design life like?
None. That's one word answer to it. I had absolutely no interior design talent, skill, would not profess to have any. I had a home as a single dad that was decorated with football helmets, baseballs, footballs, anything and everything sports memorabilia wise that I could put on a shelf, and I thought that was the way it was supposed to be.
That is a true story. I have done a lot of work. He is my biggest client.
She has transformed my home to the point where it's just incredible. It's a true living space now.
And so you brought up the word vignette, but yeah, so it's a living. So what has been your experience in your home as she's worked with you?
As I said, I've seen her work firsthand, not only in my home but other homes, and it's amazing how different interior design can make a space feel. As opposed to just several items put on a shelf or on a table. You learn about how things are to be grouped and things are to work together and create a theme or a design for that specific room. And it's amazing what she's done, as I said, to transform my home already. And just the talent that she brings to the table is outstanding. I look forward to this podcast and hosting and learning more as we go along, because I'm sure I will continue to learn more words beyond just vignette.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is a good word to learn. I like that. Leta, I guess I have a little bit of a surprise question for you.
Okay.
Who needs to be listening to this podcast?
Everyone.
Of course, that's the easy answer. So there are people like Derek, and I'm where Derek was. I didn't think a lot about interior design. It's just, that looks good. Is there a space for me at this podcast?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And it's
yes.
not just to be interested in trends. It's what can I expect, and what can people like me or people who feel like they know some interior design? What can we expect to get out of this show if we listen to episode 2 and beyond?
This is a place where I will teach. You will always come away with something educational. This is a place where I would like to inspire. This is a place where I would like to share great stories. It's a place where you get to unplug and let me do what I do best. Let me be the reporter. Let me be the teacher. Let me be the storyteller. And I think everyone can relate to that. Everyone has a story. And I want these stories. I am very, very, very fortunate, and I'm blessed. I am in front of a large community. I get to meet, hands, shake, and hug people every day, but there's a lot more really good stories out there. And send them to me. I always want to dig in. I want to get in the meat and potatoes. That's what makes Status what it is. That's what Status Life is to me.
You when I gave you the question before, you said you had so many stories, and you shared a good one about Joni. One more quick one before we get out of here.
Absolutely.
Okay, go for it.
Another really touching story. I had a very large gentleman. I'm sitting at my interior design studio one day, and he comes in and he slaps his hands on the counter, and he said, "I need help." And he's pouring in sweat. "I need help." And I thought, do I need to call 911? I mean, do you need help? What's happening? And he said, "We've just had our house painted, and my wife and I can't figure out how to put it back together." I said, "Okay, I got you. That's my world." We made an appointment for Monday, and I went to his house, and the most wonderful couple that I ever got to meet. And the job was completely different than anything I had ever done. They wanted me to decorate their home with what was important to them and their collectibles, which are African American art. I am not African American, but this is a challenge, and I was going to put my heart and soul into it and did the absolute best I could. We took a few weeks. We ordered new furniture, worked with the couple that I'm not sure if I should say their name, but come to find out what I was doing in putting their house together, the wife, she has a degenerative disease and has not left the home in 4 years, and probably will not, besides doctor's appointments. This home will be where she resides for the rest of her life. That it doesn't get more meaningful. So what I was doing was putting together the things that she loved and helping these people and making a beautiful sanctuary of her possessions. That is why I do what I do. It is not because I went in there and used my talent. Yeah, of course, that's why I did it. But the meaning behind that, and to see her face and to hear how much she loved, and that is all she sees. Those walls are what she sees day in and day out. Those are my stories.
Derek, I think that's status life.
Oh, absolutely.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I've had the pleasure of meeting the couple she's talking about, and I can tell you that they are more than appreciative of what she's done in that home. And it looks phenomenal. I've actually gone myself and been there to deliver furniture.
That's right. Derek helps in everywhere, all aspects of my
wear
business.
many hats.
Cameraman,
Stephen.
narrator, all
Yes,
kinds of
furniture
stuff.
deliverer.
Absolutely.
All right, so
Bartender sometimes.
That's right. Hot dog. He's flipped hot dogs on a
Made
Status Super
popcorn.
Saturday.
Wow, goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
you can always find Derek at Status on a Saturday.
You know, I think I got to find a way that I can be involved in Super Saturday. Maybe I can get involved.
I'll
with
put
the
you to
hot dogs or
work.
the
You,
popcorn.
you stayed hidden when you came.
Yeah, I know. Not the next time.
I thought I had a good deal because she told me I got free parking when I worked. And then I realized that everybody else who comes to the store also gets free parking.
Wow. Okay, great. You sure you want to hang with this guy for a little bit longer, Leta?
He's my man friend.
Oh, all right, good deal. For those people who are listening and want to go beyond being a listener and learn more about all the different businesses and ways that they can get involved, what's the best way for them to start down the path of all the different ways they can interact with you guys?
Our website has everything. StatusHomeDesign.com. You can find the blog. You can find the Status Market. You can find all the events, directions to the store. All the businesses that make up Status are on that one site, StatusHomeDesign.com.
And if you come to the next Super Saturday, who knows what Derek will be doing and who knows what Leta will be doing, but whatever you guys will be doing, it'll be helping people with their status life and about a whole lot more than interior design.
And it will be fun.
It will be fun. Absolutely. And you can also follow the Facebook stream, and you can check out the e-commerce site, all that stuff. So, Derek, thank you for letting me be part of this show and kind of help you host. I don't know if you'll have me again. Leta, I think you're in capable hands with Derek, but if you ever want me to come back and hang out, I'd be happy to hang out as many times you want me to be here.
Just bring a notepad and pen because you'll learn a lot.
I learned vignette today, and I learned a whole lot more than that, but so much more than teaching. There's also the reporting. There's the stories. What a great place. So for Leta and for Derek, this is Stephen Julian. We'll catch you next time on Status Life with Leta.